First of all, thank you for having me. My name is Lulia. I am from Romania. I started competing in 2019 after I moved to United States. I was just looking for a hobby after I moved here to make my transition easier, don't think too much about home, cry for friends and family. So I was following some girls who was competing in WBFF, actually, not NPC IFBB. So I was very interesting about their lifestyle. I loved their look, and I wanted to see if I can do it. So when my husband came home from work, I told him what I want to do, and he was, well, we need to find a coach because I have no idea how to prepare you. You don't know nothing. And we started to make a research because I wasn't sure if I can compete in the United States not being from here. And Gary Udit and Todd Howe, they are two promoters in Maryland, Delaware, Virginia area. So I emailed them and they told me, yes, you can compete, but you cannot do national shows. I had no idea what is a national show. I had no idea what is a pro card. Nothing, 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 nothing. So I found a coach, a local coach, and I started preparing for my first competition. I was planning to do only one. This happened in March, I think, March, April. So the first competition I was planning to do was in October. And in August, my coach said, oh, you look like you are ready. What do you think if we do a show in August? So this way you can get used with the stage to see what's going on, if you like it, if you don't. And I did very good. I placed first in through novice, first in novice, third in open, and I fall in love. It became like an addiction. Even now in my off season, I'm very strict, and people around me or from the gym are telling me, hey, you have to relax a little bit and don't measure your food or enjoy some food. I said, but I enjoy this. I love this. I love my meals. I love to know how much I'm eating, what I'm eating. So I just love it.
Yeah.
Even now, I work from home, so I can make my own schedule, go to the gym whenever I want. But I still prefer to wake up at 4 a.m., be in the gym at 5 or before 5, and just be there, do my workout, and try to be better every day.
What was your origins in like the active world, if you will? Are you a personal trainer, online fitness coach, or gym owner on the verge of burnout? Are you wanting to grow your fitness business but can't add more hours to your hectic schedule? Introducing Trainer Revenue Multiplier, the premier wealth creation system for fitness professionals that helps you earn more and work less. Visit www.trainerrevenuemultiplier.com today to schedule your free business accelerator session. If you're serious about taking your business to the next level, schedule your call today.
So I don't have a sport background. When I was back in Romania, I never played any sport. I am competitive, but I was competitive in school, in my work, but never doing a sport. What attracted me to bodybuilding was just what I saw from outside. I wanted to have a healthy and a good-looking body. I wasn't fat or I didn't have any eating problem. I was just like a normal woman, but I wanted more to see if I can be to stay on a strict diet. I was going to the gym. I love the gym. The challenge was about the meal plan, if I can commit to something so strict.
So before you moved here, you were going to the gym at that point. You just hadn't taken it to the next level.
Yeah, but I was doing a lot of aerobic, like extremely. Even 2 hours of aerobic if was possible, but lifting weights, not that much.
Was it weird to start doing that, or what was your mindset around the weights when you first did start doing it?
I was doing so much aerobic because I was afraid that I'm going to go to the gym, try to lift weights. I will do something wrong and people will make fun of me. And I think everybody have this problem. Like, I don't want to embarrass myself. When I was in Romania, I took a class for a personal trainer. I said, if I will do it, I want to do it right. So when I go to the gym, I know how to pick up a lift and what weight and know what to do with that weight. So this is how I actually start. It's not always good to be this way.
Mm-hmm.
If we are not doing something perfect, we are afraid to start something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least this is how I am. So if I want to do something, I'm a perfectionist and I'm going to do my best to get there.
I can relate to that.
Even if I'm a perfectionist, sometimes uh, I jump. When you don't know something, you just jump and whatever happens. I think that's what happened with me when I start. I didn't know nothing, but I just jump and see what's happening on the road.
So when you started to like learn like from a book maybe or from like a class, did it really start to like did the thing start to make sense when you were in there, or did it take like the application of doing those things for the stuff that you learned previously to start to actually make sense?
Oh yeah, I feel like everything I learned before and during the process, it was like a puzzle. Like all the pieces was coming slowly together.
And because of like the kind of the puzzle nature and with fitness and health in general, like there's a lot of pieces, right? I mean, did you ever feel like overwhelmed by how much that there actually was like within the sport itself, more than just like, okay, I have to train and then I have to eat, because that's what most people think about, but there's really so much more. So did you ever start to feel overwhelmed or get overwhelmed by just like all this stuff that was involved with the sport of bodybuilding?
No, because I love the work out. I love the diet part because I'm making my own diet. I choose what I want to eat. So that should not be a problem. I have a great support system, which I think that's very important in bodybuilding. I heard the girls who are telling me that the husbands doesn't let them compete, or the parents are not happy about them competing, and this was very important. Stress, again, my husband took care, so I don't stress about anything and just focus on competing. Rest, that's important. If you are on a low calorie diet and working out and cardio, you will crush. You will have to rest. Of course, you have to have the time to do that. But yeah, I was lucky enough to have all this and be easy for me.
How long for you did it take to kind of get used to all the things and knowing like creating, I guess, a good schedule?
Well, not much because my workouts are always in the morning. I do have clients who want to train before 7 a.m. No, that's my time. That's something we don't negotiate. Meals, of course, you have to eat before workout, after workout, lunch, dinner, a snack. That's easy too. If you want to have a good workout and a good day next day, of course, you have to sleep 7, 8 hours. So 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m., the day is over for me. Again, I was lucky enough to have a partner who understands my lifestyle. He's the same, and he's not somebody who likes to go out, partying, drinking. So that's very important.
And you mentioned, I think, something that is a broad topic for a lot of people to understand, but that is like creating boundaries, right? You said that this time is for me. And when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to that, I think that bodybuilders, a lot of bodybuilders, I'll say, have a personality that can kind of withstand that, and because they may not have like a huge desire to be super social, or to go out and do a ton of stuff, and that can be great for bodybuilding. But do you ever have to like say, okay, I know that I love what I'm doing here, but I also know that I have people, friends, family, or whatever it may be, that I need to spend time with as well. Like I need to still have connections with people and relationships and all that kind of stuff too. So for you, like how do you balance the love you have for the structure, but also kind of sometimes knowing that maybe you have to go outside of that structure in order to still be like a human being and have relationships with other people too?
I do think I have a pretty normal life. So I have no problem going out with my friends, meeting them at the restaurant. Um, I did have, well, I do have friends who for a while, they stopped inviting me when they was going out because I was in prep. So I was trying, they was thinking they are doing something good for me and don't have temptation around me. But I was trying to explain them, I can bring my meal with me. I can eat before I'm coming to see you at the restaurant. I think it all depends how much you want it, how much you like it. And you can balance. If you don't want to meet your friends at the restaurant, you can do an outside activity. Go ride the bike together, go for a hike, go for a walk, go on the beach, ski, something. Doesn't have to be necessarily in a restaurant, or if you know that's a place what's tempting you, you can avoid that.
Are you a personal trainer who wants to scale and grow your business online? Have you been coaching online for years, yet don't know how to incorporate online into your current business model? Introducing Trainer Revenue Multiplier, the premier wealth creation system for fitness professionals that helps you earn more and work less. Visit www.trainerrevenuemultiplier.com today to schedule your free business accelerator session. If you're serious about taking your business to the next level, schedule your call today.
Nothing is stopping you go visiting your family, their holidays. Just bring your food with you. I never was a drinker, so I don't know how is that. I never was a party girl, so I prefer my sleep instead going out, and after that recover 3 days. Bodybuilding is how much per day? Like 2 hours per day when you go to the gym. And of course, the rest after that is depend how strong you are mentally. You are the one who make the choices. You cannot choose for me. So even if we are meeting together and you offer me, it's my choice to say, I don't want that. This is how I am. This is how I feel. I don't know about others. And I know for other people, it's harder to be very strict or to be socialized, to socialize more. But I just love it. It's part of me. I love it so much. This weekend I was a seminar, I cried. I was, oh God.
When you did that first competition, going back in time a little bit, when you did that first competition, kind of take us through what that experience was like.
Well, I'm going to tell you a funny story. My English wasn't the best when I moved here, so not even now, but then was worse. So, you know, we was all the girls lined up on the stage, and the judges was, all right, ladies, face the curtain. So I didn't know what the curtain means. So I stand very nice in my front pose for a long time. My coach and my husband was screaming, face the curtain. And I was, what's the curtain? On the stage. But God, it was unbelievable. I didn't know what to expect. I never was to watch a show before I step on stage. So I just enjoy, and I was so happy to be there. And you know, like a kid when you give him a new toy, that feeling.
Did you know right after, or like maybe even during, that like this is something I'm gonna keep doing, I want to keep doing?
After the first show, yes. I said, when is my next show? Is October here yet? I love it. And after my when I did my second show, I placed first again. And it was the bigger show. And I saw a lot of people, a lot of girls being part of the team. And the coach I had at that time, I was his only bikini athlete at the show. So I was kind of alone backstage. And I wanted to have somebody to share a cookie or some elastic bands, be a team, help each other. After we was done with that show, I just looked for them on social media to see who is their coach, to be a part of that team too. So that's when I changed my coach after my first year, just to be part of the team and experience more.
So is that something, a team kind of aspect, is that something that you still really enjoy?
Oh, I do, yes. God, the support I have, I changed that team 2 years ago, but the support you have when you're part of the team and help mentally, everything you need. Even you, if you are not backstage, if you are, I'm here, the other girl is in Washington State and I need something or advices, I always can reach out to them and help each other.
As you're going along and you know that first show you do well, the second show you're doing well, are you starting to like I guess kind of learn a little bit more and kind of catch on to what's going on and that kind of thing and you're starting to like feel more comfortable with it?
I was more comfortable and more determined than ever because I find out about the pro card. So, and how that you have to win a show and qualify for nationals. So, unfortunately, I qualified for nationals in my first year in all three shows I did. But because I was from Romania, I couldn't do a national show. At that time, I don't know if the rule is still now, you had to have a green card or a citizenship to compete in nationals to get a pro card, or to do Arnold Amateur or Olympia Amateur. So next year I did two shows, and my coach was, "What do you think if we do Olympia Amateur? It's in at the end of the year in December in Orlando." Again, I had no idea what means Olympia, how big it is, how famous. So I went there, and it was the first time when I met my coach in person. And I didn't have too many expectations because I met the girls before the show, and they was telling me how big it is and it's a hard competition and there are many girls from around the world. So I went there and I got first place. So I have a beautiful Olympia amateur medal. And I missed my pro card at that show because only top three in the overall gets the pro card. So I was all the time in the middle in the overall, but in the end, they took me outside from the center. So I placed fourth. But that's all right. That motivates me more. And I asked my coach, what's next? And he said, well, the next one will be in March. We are getting closer to Arnold Amateur. But because because COVID, it was canceled. One chance less for me to get my pro card. And I was a little bit disappointed. I said, all right, what I'm going to do now? Because I do pretty good in local shows, but now I know about the pro card and it's more challenging and I want to try to get that. So I went to a posing seminar in Virginia. I think it was in April or February, maybe February, before Arnold. And I met there Gary Udit in person. And he asked me how was Olympia Amateur for me. I told him, and I said, well, I'm a bit disappointed because Arnold was canceled and I cannot do national shows because I don't have my documents yet, immigration documents. And he told me, oh, yes, you can do. This year you can do North American. I said, how is that possible? Because of COVID. So
Wow.
COVID did something good for me. And I cried so much. I was so happy. Of course, I knew it's a big show and everybody's trying to become a professional athlete. So I kind of went to that. I called my coach and I told him, all right, let's start prep because in September we can do North American. So I explained him my conversation with Gary Udit. And I went to that show without having any expectations because I know it's big, it's hard, and all these girls who are competing in the national show are ready to be a pro. So I had a feeling I'm not there yet. So I started that season with a show in Texas. Head judge was Tyler Manion and Attila. I got my feedback from them. I placed first place there. A week later, I did Nashville Fit Show. I won the overall. And another week later, I competed in North American and I got my pro card. So it was back to back to back, and it was Amazing.
What were you said you didn't like go in with expectations, because everybody that is competing at North Americans is going to be, a pretty good at a pretty good level, and they're kind of maybe expecting to get the same result you are. But when you're competing against like at the time, people that are trying to shoot for the same thing you are, right? And maybe close to the same level you are, was it different going to a show like that to where maybe the competition was tougher for you mentally? Was it harder? Was it like just was it different, I guess, at all?
No pressure, just no expectations. I said, I'm just going there, I'm gonna have fun because I knew a lot of girls who, or it was my second national show, Olympia Amateur and this one, North American. So I knew a lot of girls who compete a lot in national shows and they miss their pro card. And I always see them. I, it's hard because sometimes we don't see ourselves
Mhm.
the way we look. We don't feel ready. So I was looking at these girls who tried before me in national shows multiple times, and I always see them, oh, they look so good. I still have so much work to do to get there. But I wanted to try it to see the experience, how it's gonna be, where I'm gonna place between these girls. So I was very surprised and happy to get my pro card that day. It took me a year to realize that, oh my God, I'm a professional athlete now.
What was it like though, getting that pro card? Did you feel like you almost had to like carry yourself differently, or like that there was a maybe like a responsibility because you were a pro, that you were like representing the sport differently or anything like that, just because now had this certain different status?
You have to represent the sport, of course, in the best way possible to give the best example. The way I was looking at the girls, the other girls I knew now they are following me, and I want to be able to advise them if they need my advice, to help them with everything I can, exactly the same way other pros help me when I need it. Even in my first year competing as a professional athlete, well, last year was my second year. I still feel like I'm an amateur. I still couldn't believe that. Wow, I'm here. I feel like exactly what happened for me last year. I felt like everything happened so quick that my mind couldn't catch up with what's going on.
Is there a different feeling when you're competing as a pro versus when you competed as an amateur at all?
No, it's the same competition. You never know who's gonna show up, how good they look, how maybe not in perfect shape will be. And it's just, for me, it's just curiosity. Always was. I think the promoters are doing an amazing job and treat everybody the same. I think the only difference will be the how much time we are waiting backstage.
Did you make any big change, and not necessarily big changes, but did you think like, okay, these are some things that maybe we need to improve on, not necessarily like parts of the body, because I think obviously there's always room for improvement when it comes to that, but like experimenting maybe with different things to see what different results you get. This podcast is sponsored by Smoking Gun Coffee, a veteran-owned coffee company that strives to give back to those in need. Don't forget to use code TWR10 for a 10% discount at checkout.
So that's why we have the coach, right? That's why we are talking with the judges to get the feedback. And I trust the coaches I had and the coach I have right now 100%. So after I turned pro, I knew I need more size. So that's when my coach changed my workout plan. My macros was increased. And last year we reached that level where I have enough muscle for bikini for my division. So right now we are doing just very little small changes in the posing. Maybe I need a little bit more upper glutes, work less on the shoulders, or the other way. Like not not very not a very intense training. and with every prep, every prep is different. Like, for example, now I'm eating way more than I was eating before, and I'm supposedly 5 weeks out. Cardio is not bad at all. I can't complain. Like 45 minutes is nothing. It was time when I did 2 hours per day, but right now 45 minutes is whew, close my eyes and it's done.
As a pro competitor and someone who has achieved quite a bit in the sport of bodybuilding, when you go into the gym to work out, do you feel like that there's almost like a level that you kind of feel like you have to bring or have to bring to that environment because of your status and because of like what people may expect from you and expect of like a bodybuilder at that level? Like like going into the gym, do you feel like you're almost bringing in with you also some expectations?
No expectations. So the gym where I'm going, it's not a big gym. It's like a big garage gym, but there are very many professional athletes, Olympians, like Bill Wilmore. He's a retired bodybuilder, Olympian. Roger, I don't know the other name. He's also an Olympian, retired. IFBB pros, girls, figure, physique, classic physique, men's. So, and at the time when I'm going, not too many people in the gym. That's why they give me the key to stop crying. Yeah, I went there one morning, and the trainer who's supposed to be there at 5 a.m. to open the gym, his client canceled the appointment. So I stayed in the car almost half an hour, almost cried. Because if I'm not out before 7, my whole day will be messed up. So they was, you know what, just here is the key for you.
That's awesome. That's funny.
But yeah, well, trust me, that morning wasn't funny.
Right.
But going back to that, probably I feel like we are a very small community, and they keep the level very high, and I'm trying to reach their level. Very professional, very supportive, unbelievable. All the time give me tips and tricks about training. They're amazing. I love them.
I was going to ask that, like, when you're around that type of person and those type of people in general, when it comes to high achievers for sure, but people especially who are within the same, goals that you want to achieve, what are some conversations and some lessons and some wisdom that you've just gained being around that type of environment?
Oh, they're amazing. They give me advices about diet, about workouts. When I had 2 years ago I had to grow my shoulders. I even trained with one of them, and I said, "Hey, I want a bodybuilder shoulder workout," and make me cry. They helped me with training if I needed. Everything, their memories, what happened, how was when they was in Olympia, how strict they was, and I, I love them and they love me. They are very supportive, very supportive.
Mhm.
That's why, again, the environment is very important, and who you have around to support you in this sport.
Being around someone who has achieved like some of similar goals that you want and then kind of they're out of that realm a little bit, does it offer like perspective at all for you to be like keeping the big picture in mind?
Absolutely. And I think if you're doing the right way, they are doing it even now. Well, not competing, but they are in a great shape. So that keeps me, as I said, for me, it's a lifestyle. I cannot see myself. I'm wondering how I lived so many years without bodybuilding before. But I think it's amazing uh, how great they are doing, how active they are, being in such a great shape, helping others, teaching others how to become maybe not like them, but trying to get closer to what they achieved.
What are your plans, goals, aspirations for this upcoming season?
Well, to be at least how it was my last year, my last season. I cannot ask for more. Last year, I had an amazing season. My goal at the beginning was just to place top 5 in a pro show. So I start my season. I did 8 shows in 2.5 months. I like to do them back to back to back. So I placed 8, got the feedback, 6, got the feedback, 6, got the feedback, 2nd, got the feedback. A week later, I win Arizona Pro and qualify me for Olympia. So my goal for this season will be to bring my best. I know I'm doing whatever I have to do, follow everything my coach is telling me. I'm doing my part. And after this, whatever happens, happens. You never know who's going to be there. You never know what can happen on the way to the competition, on the road. Look what happened with Tisa Pecini. Poor girl, I feel so bad for her. And we'll see. Hopefully to qualify again.
Best of luck moving forward into this season. Can't wait to kind of see how everything plays out, shakes out. And I know this season's going to just go so fast like they always do. And we're going to be at the Olympia before we know it. And hopefully, see us standing up there on that stage.
Hope so. I will do my best.
Well, thank you. Thank you again for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you're tired of searching for a coach or trainer, somebody who knows what they're talking about and has experience, make sure you go check out the new Coach's Corner on weightroompodcast.com. You can find quality, qualified coaches to help you achieve your goals, whether that's in bodybuilding or just general fitness. Stop wasting time and start achieving your goals today. The link to the Coach's Corner is down in the description below.